currently now live here in Tulsa, and before that, you know, grew up in Oklahoma City.
All right. Mainly because of family and friends.
My name's Ebony Iman Dallas, and I'm an artist.
Look at those signs.
Muralist, educator. I kind of do several things. I definitely enjoy them all and the life that I've created around it.
Edison Studios, it's really easy to find. It looks like a blue gas station. So like when people are looking for it, I just tell them, you know, it used to be a gas station, so it totally looks like a gas station, but it's painted blue. Can't miss it.
And thankfully, like, this one is artist owned. Who would have known I'd become an artist and start working in wood one day? I think my purpose, at least right now at this stage in my life, is to share information through my art. When people look at my art, I want them to hopefully come in with an open mind and learn about someone or something that they may not have any relation to at all.
Oops, that's way too much.
Because I'm always open to learning new things, and I love sharing those things that I learned through my art. There's value in being a forever student. You know, I'm that kid that never stopped creating art.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely been focusing a lot more on public art these days.
Well, this year, the mural festival's in Ponca City. This one's like, no. It's like kind of stuck. So there'll be murals all through this alley and onto a couple of the other streets. But if you do like green here and green here, then it'll look good. So today I have my amazing husband, Key. He actually got to help sketch out our daughter's face, who's right here in the middle. That's good.
So in this painting, it features my daughter and our neighbor, who's a really sweet little girl. We got our kids together in a park. I did a photo shoot, and that's gonna be the mural. And it's just gonna say teach love, and that's it. Just with all the craziness in the world, I realize even more the importance of people teaching love instead of hate.
An enormous amount of respect was developed. Seeing her in her comfort zone, which is being a mother, which is what she's always wanted. And I'm glad that I had the opportunity to be that person to help bring the best art piece in both our lives. Real creativity is this, you know, everything that's happening, what's formulating in the mind of the artist before they even put it to paper.
Oh, hey.
So this was the outfit I was talking about.
What's up, girl? What's up, Nugget? She's like, what's happening?
Nowadays, my studio time it's a lot less of the 12-hour days. Yeah. I wake up a lot earlier, so I'm up by 6:30 in the morning. I try to be in the studio by 8.
You having fun? You go, girl.
I'll work till about 12:30. My husband brings her to me wherever I am. And then I have her with me for the rest of the day. This is a project that I'm super duper proud of. I'm in awe of this project. This is the British version, so you see the British flag there. So in this scene, it's a family escaping slavery through by taking a canoe. So you can see a canoe being built here. And then here you see Mami Wata. She's a deity. In traditional African religions, such as the Yoruba religion, believe that she's there to protect people at sea. This scene highlights a lot of the healers, the traditional healers that would use various minerals and going to different water springs in different parts of America. And so this is showing in America where a lot of people found healing in the waterways. It's definitely something I'm really proud of.
You ready to play in the water?
There you go, baby. For my daughter, I want her to become who she's meant to become. So if she's an artist, if she does insurance, if she does...
There you go, Nuggie.
Dance, I could totally see her being a dancer.
Yeah, Nugget, yeah.
I think having a little one and my life is very different. I spent so much time worrying and scared about what could go wrong, and it's fine. I believe it was 1976. My dad came to the US from Somalia. He died before I was born. It wasn't until I really met a lot of people that were with him, around that time, that without a doubt, I believe it was murder.
It's amazing to be here, and I'm so glad that I've had the experience.
One summer in Somaliland, I saw things like, instead of throwing, let's see, a can of coffee away, you make a flower pot out of it. And it works just fine, and it actually looks kind of good because it's like lots of colors and stuff. There's just so much beauty in things that maybe it's not completely perfect. And it just kind of taught me the beauty in imperfection, like it doesn't have to be new and flashy all the time. So I have a painting of my father, Saeed Osman is his name, holding me when, I guess I was about 1 year old. It took about 4 images to get that painting, to make it seem seamless, like he's actually holding me. And the original picture of me, with me in it, was one of my aunts was holding me. So beautiful.
Oh, I kept driving too fast when they were filming earlier.
Oh.
So ridiculous.
With life, if you overplan, you don't leave room for magic, just like with my paintings.
Slow down, baby. Slow down.
Well, you have to roll with the punches.
All right, Nugget, here you go.
Like a little drop in the water.
You gonna play in the water?
Let it flow, and it'll take you places you'll never even imagine. My purpose, at least right now at this stage in my life, is to share information through my art. I definitely have had a lot of people share and express the value in the stories that I'm telling. I'm a storyteller. I love telling and sharing stories. I love what I do, and I'm thankful to be able to do it full time. And it's a chance for me to just share it with the public.
Go a little further this way. Do you need more bungees? It's so nice.
I often get asked, like, how long does it take to make these? There's the answer of, like, how many hours here at this site. I recognize how much went into all of the collecting, tying, but then there's also all of the prep before then, just figuring this out. So even though this is this piece, it took all the other ones to get here.
Oh, Friends season 4, season 6, disc 4. I tend to often joke that the line between a sculptor and a hoarder is a very small line. So I'm basically knitting the biggest, most awkward sock as I put these sculptures together. My name is Leticia Bajuyo and I'm a sculptor. So that way it's like over, under, this direction and that direction. I am a little bit of a materials junkie. I look for voices inside each of the materials and find a way to be able to incorporate them into a new object that they become, but still retain something of their original identity. I don't want to hide what they are, I just want to sort of highlight it, and then I combine those objects together, and so I kind of like a visual poem. I basically will take a stack of CDs and I'll drill 4 holes in it, and then those holes become the anchors and I stitch those together to make strands. This sculpture is specifically for the ArtNow biennial exhibition at the Oklahoma Contemporary Art Center. And it's going to be a site-specific installation. So it's a large sculpture, but it can only be built in that site. It's built and designed based on a Hot Wheels track, like the loop that a Hot Wheels track would make, or a roller coaster. Kind of like weaving or knitting. So I'm basically making my thread with CDs, and then I get to like weave those together like a basket. But in this basket, each of the threads, again, are all of these memories, the memories that we have of the disc, where you recognize, oh, I watched that movie. And so I weave those together onto a substrate. These can't stand alone, they need some kind of structure. And so one of my favorite parts to do is to design the different armatures, the different skeletons. Sometimes it's an inner skeleton, sometimes it's an exoskeleton, sometimes it's a little bit of both, depending on what the specific site needs. And it varies based on everything from installation time frame, budget, size of their door, how long the show's going to be up. All of those things go into the recipe and the magic mix, where I have all these logistics and then I get to design for that site.
So ArtNow is our biennial exhibition we have here at Oklahoma Contemporary. Really a celebration of Oklahoma's creative ecosystem by featuring some of the best contemporary artists who are not only living but working in our state.
I've done many drawings and then plans, but it's not until you're actually here and you find out what the parts around you are. Come in this way, lift up. I like that because then I get to continue to explore and design it on site. And then just get free. So right now, this is what I'm envisioning. I would like it to lean, if possible. So that way, when you're standing in front of it, it feels like you're in it. So after we talk about exact placement, the first thing that we'll need the lift for is to do those mounts. Yeah, go into the second one. If it does look like it, we might go to that one over there. Just like
when we were attaching the initial ratchet straps to pull the piece in whichever way we wanted it to, it took a few different tries of repositioning the I-beam clamps in a certain way, and it might be 6 inches over here, or it could have been 2 inches the other way. Leticia was very, very hands-on in working with her, collaborating with her. We never ran into an issue. There was always a way to solve it. We worked together and we bounced ideas off of one another. Very rewarding. It was a milestone in my life.
Bring this up a little higher though, because that means that these two right now are at the same height. I grew up in southern Illinois, a little rural town, about 7,000 people. So my dad's from the Philippines. He moved to the US in 1968 during a time when there weren't enough doctors in the Midwest. My mom was a resident nurse. They had a little ER romance. They moved to Metropolis to raise a family. Being in this multi-generational, bilingual, multicultural household in this quiet landscape created some joys, but also some complications. And that has a lot to do, I think, with my work I do now and the way that I spend time thinking about each object and whether or not it's wanted or included. My goal, minimum of today, and heart of hearts, my goal would be to get all of the armature set and the ratchet straps changed out for cable. Once all of that's done, then I can start using the bins of all the tied together CDs and start filling in the gaps between. And so, but I think we should be able to get there. I don't want to jinx it.
In my particular curatorial practice, I was intentional about choosing a wide variety of materials and mediums and how those specific materials really pushed the boundary of their traditional ways that they've been shown. Leticia's specific installation is going to invite the audience to not only look at the form, this beautiful, massive architectural form that she's making, but also think about their relationship to the CDs and DVDs that she's strung together to create this piece.
I think at the heart of it, it's a dialogue about value allotment. What is it that we find to be important? We tend to be a pretty fickle society. We change our mind a lot. And so what is it that had been our favorite song yesterday, or maybe the most desirable approach to communication? And then it hasn't changed, but we have. But it's not its fault as a material that it's now just in this junkyard. So you can find that there's a hole in it, the outside, yeah. So that's where we, yeah. Right there.
So my expertise in hanging theatrical scenery and lighting equipment, audio equipment over people's heads. So in here in the art space, I use that to hang different types of big, unique pieces from ceilings and stuff like that. Leticia's great. She's an amazing artist. I learned a lot working with her, and then just being a part of her experience and figuring it out was very, very fun and very cool to be a part of.
Oh, wow.
You liking that?
Coming to life.
Right? Getting closer. I've just learned that I will be able to stay late today, which is like magic words. I teach tomorrow at campus, so I want to make sure I have enough energy for my students, but if it can help set Thursday and Friday up to be even more just copacetic, that would be good. For that, go. I've been a professor for 24 years, and that has been part of my making almost as long as the making, as far as like as a professional artist. And so the two for me are really connected. Device not moving, and then, yeah, just straight cut. Does that come okay? I find that my classes aren't classes where I'm necessarily teaching somebody how to make sculpture. I can see it going in a couple of different directions, but they're actually empowerment classes, and we happen to make sculpture along the way. Pretty much everyone in this class has already taken beginning sculpture, so they've learned their way around most of the tools in the shop, but now what do you do with those in a more independent way? When we get started in the semester, one of the things I look for is what is it that their goals are for this term? And how can I help them individually, but as a group, that we still continue to work as a team.
So what's going on right now is I'm finishing up a few more of the bar structures that go between those basket tubes. And so I'm now up in the top right area. They're almost all secured. And so I'm finishing those up while Christian is up on that ladder. And what he's doing is he's changing out the ratchet straps and replace them with the aircraft cable.
When I'm using the CD, I'm borrowing this, what they usually would do, and I'm giving them this other life, but I'm also keeping them out of their waste stream. And so I try to find materials and ideas that I can use that minimize my carbon footprint. That doesn't mean, again, I can save everything, but I think the more cognizant we are about the choices we make and what we use, it will help as we make further choices and be aware of our existence. A word that I avoid and I try not to use is I don't use the word talent. People will often say, oh, you're so talented. And it's a way to say that I can't do that, you must be so talented, as if it's a compliment, but in many ways it discounts your individual ability to take the chance to do it yourself, that you can do it, but it takes time. I very much believe in the commitment of time, the commitment of work.
Nice. Yay! So I still have to like do a few zip ties in that one section underneath right there, but other than that, this goes all the way back to like when one of my friends taught me how to knit. I didn't know how to knit, and she was knitting one day. I was like, can you show me? It was years and years before I ever made one of these sculptures.
And so I just recognized I wouldn't be doing the work I'm doing now if it wasn't for so many people along the way. And so I very much believe in thanking your mentors. But then as soon as you can, think about that you might actually be on the other side of that table and you actually can lift up someone else. How is it that we can help bring people to the table?
I love the adventure. I love the unexpected, the people you meet. I love getting into uncomfortable situations where I don't know anything, I don't know the language, the smells, the weird bathrooms, I love it all.
Denise Duong is a world traveler.
I've loved Italy, Vietnam, Morocco was great. Oh, and Uganda was amazing. And Hong Kong was beautiful as well. Very just congested, but beautiful.
Denise Duong is a vagabond.
Yeah, I went on a 2-month hitchhiking trip with a friend quite a few years ago. And our rules were you can't spend any money. And yeah, basically you can't spend any money. And so I met her in California and we went from Seattle all the way to Boston.
Denise Duong is also an artist.
I would describe my art as being narrative, whimsical, somewhere that you'd want to be, to experience. Like there's stories within the stories. Because like I feel like there's just so much like darkness in the world that I don't want to live with it. Because I imagine like living in art and with art. So I like the idea of having this like intimate setting, yet it's lighthearted and you can laugh at everything. I knew I was obsessed. One of my first memories is just drawing, and I loved it. And I could be alone doing it and be completely happy since I was like I can remember at kindergarten or preschool or something. And then I remember whenever I was in high school and you're starting to think like, what am I going to do after high school? And I thought, well, you know, I should try to do something that's logical. Like my mom's like, oh, you can go to be a graphic designer or you can be a dental hygienist. And I was like, dental hygienist? That was a weird one.
As independent in childhood as she is all grown up, Denise followed her heart and attended the Art Institute of Chicago, where she faced obstacles that challenged her confidence.
I tried to take a graphic design class and was like, I am horrible at this. And you're just supposed to place these dots and these lines. And the teacher was so cruel and hated my graphic design. He was like, what are you doing in here? You're a painter. I was like, how do you know from just these dots and lines that I'm a painter? And I was like, he's right. I'm out of here. I can't do this.
Today, Denise makes a living as an artist with a distinct style all her own. She works in a home studio with her beloved dog Debo always at her side.
I think you know when you've found your style whenever it just feels comfortable. So I use different papers, and then I also draw on watercolor, and I cut and paste that onto the paintings as well. I feel like it's such an intimate process for me. Whenever I think of the ideas or create it, that it encompasses so many different emotions. Now I'm just not feeling it anymore. I do commissions and I do shows. I had a show in Seoul, Korea a year or two ago, and I tried to kind of learn about their culture, and then also my travels in Asia and kind of incorporate those things. I incorporate a lot of travel in my work. So this series is from when I went hitchhiking several years ago, early 2000, with one of my good friends, Eileen. We started in California and then all the way to Boston. And I think it was 37 rides total. And I just wrote down every ride we had. And then as I was drawing each character that I rode with, I remembered all the stories that came along with it. So each little section has like a little story from each city or ride that we went on. See, I think there's an illustration of us somewhere. Oh, here. So this is us. We made it to Boulder, Colorado. And we found this amazing tea house. It had a bunch of stained glass. It was beautiful. And we went there and we had bummed change and made enough to get some tea. Okay, so this is horrible, just horrible. We found a wish fountain and we stuck our hands in and grabbed a couple of dollars to get ourselves tea. And so that's why the piranhas, I was like, yeah, I feel like this is really, really bad. So all the curses in my life is probably from that moment.
Whatever curses she accrued while hitchhiking across America, they are likely expunged by Denise's work with sick children. She works at a camp for children with muscular dystrophy in California, teaching them art. In Washington, D.C., she helped youngsters in the cancer unit at the Children's Hospital create hope chests for a fundraiser in conjunction with the efforts of President George H.W. Bush. And in what she calls her home base, Oklahoma City, Denise helps sick children create pieces for the Art with a Heart annual fundraiser for the OU Medical Center.
I feel like good people attract good people. So I think that I've been lucky to have that in my life. Yeah, because this could have gone all over the place. We could have run into some really bad situations. When I think back at it, I'm like, oh my God, I don't think I have the balls to do that right now.
Denise Duong may not have the chutzpah to hitchhike across America anymore, but she had enough to open her own gallery called Little D Gallery, where she wants to promote other artists. Wherever her journey takes her, you can be certain it will be a grand adventure.
It's really important for me to ground myself. I don't have solutions for many problems in our society and world, and I think about those problems. It just feels so hard and heavy sometimes. If I focus on here and now, that, at least for me, is really important as a human being, is just feeling purposeful and feeling capable. Ceramics it's kind of an intensive process. I learned early on not to get attached. I literally had a professor from day one tell us not to get attached to our work because things go wrong at every step. I'm gonna shape it now. And it's pretty thin, so it might collapse, but we'll see if I can avoid it. I'm Amy Sanders DeMello. I am a ceramic artist based in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Wheel throwing just involves the pottery wheel. That's where I create my functional work. So cups and bowls, vases. I really appreciate that time just because it gets me a little bit out of my head and into my body and into this piece that I'm making. So I can kind of just get lost in the physics of it. Looking. I don't really like it. I tend to work in batches. So I try to create between 4 to 10 pieces at a time. Yeah, right now I'm centering, which this is the hardest part for most people. I grew up on a farm, so it was very active and very much about problem solving, and there's always this appeal about manual labor to me, and just knowing that you can kind of create something for yourself or for your loved one. I'm kind of a maniac because I like really thin walls, which can be my downfall sometimes. Gonna do that. Kind of it. But those textures will just leave like spaces where the glaze can pool. And in some cases, like it's just a really nice variation, like for where you can hold a piece. And then the way I do this is, I don't think the smartest way, but it works for me. After I've thrown my piece on the wheel, I let it kind of sit to the side for a couple days so it becomes leather hard. Set it down. Then you can flip your piece over and trim the foot on the bottom. My least favorite part, but it's a necessary part. I just hold it in place by putting these little lugs of clay on the side. I'll do the middle first. So yeah, it's kind of satisfying to watch the little shavings. And then I'm writing in Braille on those pieces. When people first meet me, they can't tell that I have hearing loss and I lip read a lot, or that I have severe vision loss. So this was a nice way for me to kind of put that on display and say like, hey, disability looks different for everyone and blindness is a spectrum. The reason that I began using Braille on ceramics is because of my vision loss, which is a result of Usher syndrome, which is this genetic disorder that I have. That's what's causing my hearing loss, and then that's what's causing my vision loss. And so very slowly, I'm just losing my peripheral vision, and it's kind of tunneling in. So I think right now I have between 10 and 15 degrees of vision left. You're supposed to have 180. That just forces you to adapt and kind of modify how you live your life continually. So when I initially started writing on my work, it was an exploration of all the feelings, all the negative feelings, all the fear, the anger, the frustration, and then an exploration of all the good things that I've learned from having this disease. Now it's kind of morphed more into meditation, so a lot of the phrases that I use are phrases that maybe people have said to me or things that I want to embody more of. Like this one says, look for beauty in the world. Those reminders, I think, help me. Once I've written the Braille on it, then it goes through its first firing. Basically, that just hardens the clay a bit more. It becomes like a porous ceramic vessel, and then I glaze the piece.
Red Heat is a community clay studio with a twofold kind of purpose. One, for professional ceramic artists to find community and to collaborate. And the second, just as an outreach to the general community of Tulsa for people to pursue ceramic arts. We started just with a few members, and now, we have over 45 members and a really close community of people that support each other inside the studio and outside the studio.
I do feel really lucky because I have a community space where I have access to all kinds of people from all walks of life. So there are a lot of really dynamic conversations that happen there, and we talk about anything. So that is a really wonderful way to stay connected and to feel human and to still feel connected to the works that I'm making. And then it goes through its second firing. And I like to use the gas kiln. It's a bit more atmospheric than our electric kiln. There's something going on inside the kiln that's unpredictable. Sometimes that can lead to failure, but it can also lead to something that's really magical.
Amy is a member here in the studios, but she also teaches classes, which has been really wonderful.
All right, so now I will start the kiln.
She's also one of my staff members, hired to fire kilns, help mix glazes. So she's very active in a variety of ways. It's really important to have someone like Amy because Amy is an emerging artist and is showing her work on the national level.
I had the opportunity to be a visiting artist at Pottery Northwest in Seattle. It was my first time ever doing something like this. I spent a few days in Seattle, installed my exhibition, gave an artist talk, I led a workshop while I was there. It was brief and fast and a lot of work, but it was really wonderful. After the piece had gone through the gas firing, I'm adding gold luster to the surface of the Braille, and it goes through one final third firing. On this level, I have all the little tiny guys. They're just so little, and people love tiny things. Some of these I put like right on the edge of the shelf so that the flame will touch it and it'll give it that like flash of purple. But typically it would look like this without that purple. Some of them are my favorite because of the color variations that happen in the kiln, and I don't think I can ever achieve that again. So again, that kind of reminds me of life. Like, there are moments when everything's aligned just right for you to just experience the most perfect little moment, and that stays with you.
And then this one's kind of fun because I wasn't expecting that. So it's just a little surprise inside your cup.
I try to maintain like a good work-life balance between the studio and being at home. When there's deadlines, that kind of goes out the window a little bit, but I've really been working on gardening a lot. That's kind of been my big side project this past year.
I think it's just a continuation of like my desire to have my hands doing things and working with the natural world around me, you know, going back to clay, like why I like working with clay.
I think a lot about my own childhood. I didn't see other kids with disabilities. I didn't see adults with disabilities. I didn't see a lot of people of color. I didn't see a lot of immigrants like my mom. I felt kind of different. Like, I felt like I didn't quite belong here. And I guess my hope is that other children and families seeing work made by a blind, I mean, technically a deaf-blind artist, maybe they can feel comfort knowing that they could be an artist or that they could pursue something that is kind of against the norm.
My studio here is at the Horse Ranch. It's a perfect art studio. You have inspiration all around you, and I have the space to enjoy my silence. What I do in the morning, I come here and go out and feed my horses and talk to them and pat them and give them water and hang out with them.
Come on! Food! Good old hay.
So this is Wizkid. He is 29. In January or in February he will be 30, and he's been with me all over the world. Then I have a coffee with the cat and read my Dutch newspaper. I think it's really important to treasure your roots. I love to paint. I live and breathe art. I can look at art every day. I can read about art. I can listen to podcasts. I've been like that my whole life. Mijn naam is Irmgard Geul en ik kom uit Blaricum, Nederland. En ik leef nu in Pauls Valley, Oklahoma. Blaricum is it's kind of in the middle of the Netherlands. It's an old farmer's town. It's a beautiful area. A very popular area for artistic people. Painters, performers. I always wanted to be an artist. There's never been a doubt that I wanted to be anything else. My mother was like, yeah, if you want to be an artist, you can be an artist. What made me come to Oklahoma is horses. the American quarter horse.
When it comes to running a quarter of a mile, a quarter horse will be the thoroughbred every time.
Fell in love with American quarter horse, bought a couple here, shipped them over, and then I thought, hey, we can do that and offer that service. Yeah, before I know it was kind of a full working ranch with import and export, training horses, buying and selling horses, racing horses. I started the embroidery painting part. I started that, I went home for Christmas to see my sister, and my sister said, you know, I have all this stuff from my mother. You need to pick some too. And I went through all the material. She gave me this whole mountain of, you know, buttons, embroidery thread, yarns, fabrics. And while picking up all these things, I got all these memories, you know. And I was like, I'm gonna do something with that. The collage pieces are, in this case, Dutch tiles. I had this old calendar with, from the Rijksmuseum in the Netherlands, and I had all these Dutch tiles, and I knew I was going to do something with them. Then I go over with, I start sketching the flowers, the tulips. I always felt I was not a good enough realistic painter. I felt more comfortable in painting abstracts, and I really wanted to challenge myself in doing those pictures instead of making an abstract out of them. I wanted to show my audience how beautiful Oklahoma is. I like Pauls Valley because it's, you know, quirky little town, and it has the brick streets, what kind of reminds me of, you know, home. I like that it has a community. So yeah, you can really be part of something here.
Come on back here. Yeah, we sell appliances. We've got furniture over here. We've got some mattresses. If you need some help with electronic parts, plugs, cords, batteries, you know, stuff like that in there. So we got thingamajigs in there. People don't come in looking for art in here. But I drag them over to show them my wife's art. Yeah, that's my home. And I remember showing her mattresses because I needed a couple of new mattresses out at the ranch. I think that's the first time I really noticed her. She had just turned 40, I just turned 45 for our first date. She's the best girlfriend I've ever had. And I hope she can say I'm the best boyfriend.
I wanted to have kind of an uneven number of flowers in there to make it interesting. And tulips are very hard to put in a vase, so I want to kind of put that in this painting, how difficult it is. It's really strange, but my mother is always here. Not everybody understands that, I think. A lot of times she tells me what color, what needle. Sometimes I have to tell her, shut up, but it's, no, she's pretty good. She guides me a lot. The color of the paper is very important because my embroidery thread will bring through that color. The thread will bring that extra dimension, like it will come towards you. My current exhibition, My Hometowns, is about that feeling like, yeah, I left home, but I'm home. I really wanted to show What is for someone in the Netherlands? You know, there are tulips, there are wooden shoes, there are windmills. That's what people think about the Netherlands. And I wanted to create the same, my idea of what Oklahoma was for me. So I really went back, like, the first time I got here, it's like, oh, that guy with the cowboy hat. The pump jacks, the rodeos. It has an enormous impact to live in a different country. I think it really makes you grow as an artist, because moving to different places and seeing different cultures, I cannot imagine what I would have been in the Netherlands if I stayed there. Now I make embroidery paintings and work with a thread, but I can't really tell in 10 years what I'm doing. I hope something else inspires me. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I like adventure, I like new things. I cannot drive the same route every day to the ranch. So that's my character, and that's how I kind of got, I think, to do so many things in my life.
My name is Behnaz Sohrabian. I'm an Iranian Oklahoman artist. I cannot live with art, with painting. You know, I have to paint or draw or sketch for a few hours during the day. Then I feel I'm relaxed. Other than that, I'm grumpy.
You can have straight.
My experience, my memories, my emotional reaction, everything helps me to create a piece. And you know, I try to convey my soul on canvas. I started painting when I was a kid, 10 years old. And my first mentor was Nima Petgar, that he was a great mentor. And he tried to teach me the academic of the drawing and painting, and I didn't lose my interest in drawing and painting. I graduated from Azad University. My first bachelor is applied chemistry, and my second bachelor is painting, and my master is art studies. And before I go to art university in Tehran, Iran, I had solo exhibition. I had different group exhibition in Tehran, or different cities in Iran, and also different countries. And when I came here, 2010, really, I can tell you, I had my own voice in art. But when I came here, gradually, my style is changed. That it's normal, I think. It happens to every artist.
She came here just knowing a few family members and not the artist that she is today, but she works, she paints all the time, and she has built relationships one person at a time, and she's on her way to becoming extremely successful.
I couldn't imagine
really
what I was gonna do?
Yes, yeah.
Why?
I was worried about these small pieces, and I just told you we can have a small panel like last year. Yeah, small show. But I couldn't, predict you are going to have this big panel. Oh, wonderful! I appreciate it.
Yeah,
perfect.
Probably the vibrancy, the life, and it. Some of her work is somber, but all of it has a lot of emotion in it, and I think I respond to that emotion. I admire her.
Before 2010, my style was abstract figurative because of the situation that we have in Iran. Government control every art galleries and check the works, so we can have or we can display nude drawing or paintings. And at that time, I really obsessed with figure drawing, and we had kind of private classes, private open studios to practice the joints, muscles. So most of them were nude, and it was hard to display. So I thought it's better I have a kind of abstract figurative style. But when I moved here, so I'm free to have nude drawing and paintings. So, and without any limitation or any boundaries. So I can have my style, my experience, my memories, my emotional reaction, everything helps me to create a piece. And I try to convey my soul on canvas. There is a story behind the abstract pieces that I do as an artist. Maybe because of my nationality and because of my experience, I can tell you the story behind the abstract pieces that I do. I have a big piece, for example, 72 by 72. It's called The Smell of Rain. You can see the cloud, you can see the rain. Yeah, I did it in the March, and I got some inspiration from our New Year, and I did it. I think everybody cares about art, and they know somehow about art. I think art makes our life easier. Yeah, and we can enjoy our life better. I really love my life, I enjoy it, and I have peace in my life. I have a lot of problems, but I think it's part of my life, and art makes me calm, quiet, and try to digest my problems and solve them gradually, step by step.
Yes. Can I come look? Can I come look? Yeah, sure. You didn't look at the... Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, honey, even though you're like, I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it.
It's important. Happiness is important, and I'm happy. Really, it's my life. It's my passion, I can say. Yeah, so yeah, to me it's everything. Art is everything.